pineapple smells.
Hey guys, Cody and Richie here, back with another video, and in today's video, I'm actually doing something really serious. So I actually wanted to do this for a while, maybe for like the last couple or few months. I know, it doesn't really seem that long, but I really wanted to do this, and I'm gonna expose Super Mario Richie over his lovely SMR Stories Path to the Psycho series. So the reason why I'm not doing this with Thug Life is because I don't really know much about it. Well, I mean, I know stuff about it. I mean, I know like literally like, well, I wouldn't say everything, but I know a lot about it, but I don't really know how it could relate to Super Mario Richie's life, because apparently in SMR Stories, all the series that he makes are all about his life, and I know everything like relating to his life for Path to the Psycho, even for season 2. Okay, well, not really, that was a complete lie. So yeah. And besides, I mean, there's only like one episode in season 2 anyway, so I can't really depict whether it's like technically like stuff that actually happened in Super Mario Richie's life or not. But I could depict on the stuff that did happen in Super Mario Richie's life during the first season of Path to the Psycho. But before I start talking, or at least before I start like explaining like all the evidence that I have, I'm gonna get my Mac all suited up for this video, like in case I need to look up anything on the internet, because I don't want to get my iPad and just look things up from there. It would be way easier if I just do it on my iMac. So yeah. So that'll probably take a while, so I'll be back once I finish doing that. I know it sounds crazy, but I actually have a list, as you can tell. Can you see it? Okay. I just didn't know if you guys were able to see it, but I actually made a list and the stuff that I'm going to be planning on talking about in today's video. So first of all, introduction, which I almost completed already. Second of all, explain what Path to the Psycho is about, which I'm about to do in a little bit. Third, talk about Richie Vecsei, aka Super Mario Richie. Fourth, talk about the relationship between Richie and Cody. Fifth, explain why Richie made Path to the Psycho. And sixth, conclusion. So this episode's going to be pretty long, maybe like 30 minutes or so. I'm going to try my very best to not like mess up on like any of it, which I already did a little bit, unfortunately, because I just really don't want to spend like all this time editing. I mean, I probably will anyway, but still. What is... Oh my god, this stupid iMac. Jeez. Okay guys, so I got my iMac all up and ready. Let me directly get to 3 weeks ago, because that's when the first episode of season 2 for Path to the Psycho was made. You know what? I'm actually kind of thankful that's been that long, because Richie needs, like, no offense to Super Mario Richie, but he needs to take like a break on like all of his editing. He edits too much, and I think he's wearing himself out. So yeah, he needs a break from the whole plush video thing and the editing. So I'm really glad that Richie's doing that. But yeah, anyways, what is Path to the Psycho about? Path to the Psycho is literally about this kid, or Koopa, or whatever. Well, I don't know if he's supposed to be like a human, like in the series, because Cody's based on Larry Koopa, and in the real world, like Richie actually making the video, or the videos, I would say. But in the series, I don't know if he's supposed to be a turtle as well, or a human, or what. It's about this kid named Cody Anne Coe. Nice name. I've never heard of that name before. But it's about his life, I guess, his middle school life, and about how horrible it is, I guess. And as the series goes on, he gets crazier and crazier and crazier, because he has this mental condition known as schizophrenia, which some people die from that, which is not fun at all. Well, not that many people, because surprisingly not really that many people in the world have it. Especially for him, because he's younger age, because usually people like their like 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s like get schizophrenia. It usually doesn't start when you're like a kid. Well, in those very rare cases it does. Like for him, for instance. But I mean, it doesn't normally really start that young of age. But anyways, he has schizophrenia, and he has to deal with this horrible school life of his. Academic life, like, no one really knows. I mean, other than the fact that he got a C in math, which, I mean, that's okay. I mean, it could be better, but I mean, it's okay, I guess. It's mostly just his social life, because apparently, I guess, when you go to middle school, I guess, your social life, like, your social skills increase a lot, because this is usually the time, well, back in the day at least, when guys and girls will become boyfriend, girlfriend, for maybe, I don't know, maybe just like a couple weeks or whatever. And then, like, as you get older, I guess, like, the relationships, like, last longer, which is good, I guess. But yeah, middle school is mostly just, to, like, get better at your social skills, I guess. I mean, yeah, schoolwork, yeah, duh, obviously, but, I think it's mostly like the transition of becoming a kid to an adult. Yeah, becoming from a kid to an adult, and basically, Cody's in 8th grade, and he has all these social problems because he's mentally awkward. Actually, no, socially awkward. That's what I meant to say. And he has a horrible family life because he's never able to see his mom, his dad. He doesn't drink or anything. He's just really, like, mean. I mean, he could be nice at times, but, I mean, he's not really the best at being a father. And then he has, what else? All these horrible girlfriends of his. So lovely. And then last but not least, because he has schizophrenia, he hears voices, and so he has this imaginary brother named Dustin, who's supposed to be in 12th grade, I guess. But later in the series, he disappears, and my voice, and the doll, Annabelle, comes and takes over his life, basically, because he went in the forest with his best friend Tristan, which I'll explain more some other time. But apparently, in the forest, that's where he meant the doll. The doll. But yeah, anyways, that's what Path to the Psycho is about. Now, let me tell you about Super Mario Richie. Why am I laughing? Okay, so Richie Vecsei, aka Super Mario Richie, is this French-Canadian, I believe. I believe he's part French because of the last name Vecsei. That's a French last name. But he's this Canadian kid. Well, actually, no, he's almost an adult now. But he's this Canadian kid that lives in Canada out in this really small town called, what's it called? Trenton. That's what it's called. It's like literally only like a population of like a few thousand. Really small town. Really small, beautiful town. But anyways, he lives there in Canada with his mom and dad. He's the only child, fortunately. When he was about like the age of like 10 or 11, he decided to create this YouTube channel called Super Mario Richie because it was during summer, like late summer, and I guess he was, like, really bored or whatever, and he couldn't come up with, like, anything to do. And he had all these Super Mario plushies, because he's been, like, a Super Mario fan ever since he was a little kid. So he decided, you know, I'm just going to start making plush videos. And that's what Super Mario Richie did. And somehow those dumb body videos of his back in 2014 got to where it is now, which is somewhat body, but, I mean, definitely a lot better. And the only reason why I'm saying it's still kind of body nowadays is because his editing skills are by far like top notch. It's really good. His editing skills are really good, but some of the video ideas that he comes up with are a little kind of body. I think he's running out of ideas or something. I don't know. No offense to you, Super Mario Richie, if you're watching this, but I think you're running out of ideas. But anyways, speaking about Super Mario Richie, I think he actually replied to my Instagram comment, because I commented down something. I don't know what I commented down. I totally forgot. But I commented down something. I forgot what. I think it was like on his story or whatever. And I guess he replied back, so I'll probably check that, like, I don't know, 5 days from now, because that's what I always do. Seriously, I'm not really that active with replying to stuff. It's usually, like, if I look at stuff, that's more common, but I mostly just post stuff, really, to be honest. But anyways, that's basically the main stuff about Super Mario Richie and how he, like, became like really like famous on his YouTube channel. He also has like other YouTube channels like Super Luigi Richie, SMR Stories, of course, and his non-plush channel, which is kind of like, it's more now, it's like more like behind the scenes with his plush videos. Richie Vecsei, which I actually kind of admire. He makes some pretty good videos on there. But anyways, so that's some of the main stuff about Super Mario Richie. I want to go in detail about like Super Mario Richie's like life a little bit. Well, not really, because that's what I'm going to be explaining about for number 4, the relationship between Richie and Cody. But basically, Super Mario Richie, he's a pretty popular kid. He was a pretty popular kid at school because he doesn't do school anymore. He graduated high school and is probably never ever gonna go to college. But he was a pretty popular kid. A lot of kids liked him, but at the same time, a lot of kids hated him. A lot of people hated Super Mario Richie, according to his words. He always said that people would make fun of him because he has this plush channel where he does these Mario Luigi voices, and other crazy voices, stuff like that, you know. Oh, sorry, I just got an Instagram notification. But anyways, that, and then people would just bully him because technically, no offense, but he's not normal. But then again, well, actually, there are some normal people out there. And when I mean normal, I mean, like, average people. And also, I think Super Mario Richie might have some form of autism or ADHD or something. I think he has ADHD because he goes pretty crazy with his videos, with his, like, pool videos, for instance. He, like, whenever he dives in the pool with his plushies, he's just like this. Go! He's like that in the pool. So I think Super Mario Richie has ADHD or something like that. I think he might also have OCD because he always has everything like in like precise areas, and also because he's obsessed with collecting stuff. I think technically he's a hoarder. He has a hoarder problem, but or maybe he just really likes to collect stuff. A lot of people also made fun of him because he was a Nintendo nerd, basically. He had every single Nintendo game. He knows everything about Nintendo. He's really obsessed with Nintendo. He plays other games too, like GTA and Assassin's Creed, but he doesn't play stuff like Call of Duty because he's kind of a bot. But I mean, then again, it's Canada. Canada is kind of a bawdy place. No offense for you people who live there, but yeah. Also, Richie had a serious girlfriend problem, like over the last, let's see, from 6th grade to 12th grade. So how many years is that? 12 to... Actually, no, 11 to 17, because he started school early. So out of 6 years of his life, he's had more girlfriends than he can even count. So probably like a dozen or something, which is kind of scary, actually. But yeah, apparently, until recently, all of his girlfriends were like jokes and psychopaths and stuff like that, and they would like brainwash him and control him and stuff like that, and they won't let him, live normal life, basically. So yeah, I think that's why he had a bunch of girlfriends. But as of right now, his girlfriend is pretty normal as of right now. I mean, that might change when he's like 18 years old, because she's still like a 15-year-old minor, and Super Mario Richie's gonna be like 18 years old, and she's gonna be like, you know what, maybe I should just break up with you, because this is kind of weird. But then again, it's Canada. You could probably be like 45 years old dating a 10-year-old, and it's probably perfectly legal. But yeah, so that happened. Super Mario Richie had a serious girlfriend problem, and last but not least, he just never talked to anyone about his problems, about school life, anything. And basically, one of the only things that made him happy was making plush videos, and that's why he still makes plush videos to this day, because according to what he said in the past, he was depressed, and I guess the thing that cured his depression was making plush videos. So I mean, if it works for him, then yeah, keep doing it, unless like you're like the guy from Florida that was like really depressed and miserable and stuff like that, and he decided to get his revenge by creating a school shooting, ending up having like several people get killed, stuff like that, you know. But I mean, if you're like that, then I don't know, maybe you should just reconsider your life. But Super Mario Richie went on the good side. He went on the bright side, stuff like that, you know. But anyways, enough of Super Mario Richie, and now to the main point. So, what's the relationship between Cody and Richie? Well, first of all, Richie is Cody. They're the same. Like, he even admitted that Cody is supposed to be based on him, like, at least a little bit. But it's more than a little bit. It's like almost 100%. Well, besides the schizophrenia and the killing people and stuff like that, obviously. But, I mean, they had, like, very similar problems. I mean, Cody had a weird friend group, like his friend group, like his social life. What am I even saying? His friend groups would vary from month to month. And according to everything that Richie, like, talked about, it was like that, too. Also, a lot of the stuff that happened in the series with Cody and all of his friends and stuff, that actually happened with Richie in real life. He had a lot of, like, friend issues, like he had a lot of friends that were, like, jerks or betrayers or stuff like that, you know. Another thing that is really similar between Richie and Cody is obviously the fact that they both do YouTube, obviously, because Cody, well, with Super Mario Richie, it was a little bit different. He was bored and he decided to start making YouTube videos, but with Cody, on the other hand, he really wanted to do this for a long time, but he never did, and then Dustin convinced him that maybe he should live his life like how he wants to, and yeah, that's how he started his YouTube thing. But it was really similar because he made plush videos. But then again, he had his friend, what was his name, Caden, I think, help record the videos. But with Richie, on the other hand, the only person that helped him record his videos were the behind the scenes, and that was his mom, like every single time. I think it was his mom every single time. But yeah, according to him, he's done all of his videos, the editing, everything by himself, which is I don't even know what to say about that. Congrats, I guess. Another similarity between Richie and Cody is the fact that they had really, really weird girlfriends. Because in the series, Cody, throughout his 8th grade year, he's had surprisingly only 2 girlfriends, which when I think about it, that's not... Maybe 3, I keep forgetting because he liked this other girl. So maybe 2.5, I guess. But surprisingly, he didn't really have that many girlfriends when I think about it. I thought he had like I don't know, like 3 or 4. But I guess I was wrong, but his girlfriends were really wicked, messed up, evil people. And Richie's girlfriends are real people, by the way. Vanessa and Emma, because those are Cody's girlfriends in the series. Real people, real girlfriends. Richie had these 2 girlfriends, these 2 real-life girlfriends named Vanessa and Emma, and they literally acted just like how they did in the series. Like, literally that bad. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even over-exaggerating. They were that bad. And just like with Cody, like, well, actually, not really with the whole Emma thing, but with the Vanessa, he kind of got, like, brainwashed, sort of. Richie did, too. Except that there was no one to stop him. He just knew that was coming. Because, the doll stopped Cody from this, like, she was, like, telling him, oh, Vanessa is, cheating on you, she's doing all this crazy stuff, and, you know, you need to break up with her, or just get your revenge, or just know what's gonna happen next. And he didn't believe her at first until, you know, he realized that, you know, she's kind of an idiot. Like a freaking idiot. I mean, she was cool at first, but, I mean, over time, I mean, she got really bad. The only reason why she was dating Cody was to, for backup with Damien, because she was boyfriend and girlfriend with him, which Damien was a real guy, by the way. I think he actually commented on one of Richie's Path of the Psycho videos, because I was looking at the comments, and I think it said the name Damien, and, or, no, actually, no, I think that was one of Richie's girlfriends. But, yeah, he's a real person, he was a real bully. Richie and Damien, in real life, they never got into any fights or anything, but he did claim that a couple times he was close to getting in a fight with him, but fortunately it never happened. But with Cody and Damien, on the other hand, in SMR Stories, they got in a lot of serious fights. Most of them really, really critical. Well, critical injuries, if you know what I'm trying to say there. But, yeah, most of the fights were not pretty. That's what I'm trying to say. They were not pretty at all. There was a lot of blood and gore and, like, getting knocked out, stuff like that, you know. Just not fun stuff. Another thing, and this is a really, really good thing that I'm about to say, because you will truly know how Richie was as a younger, like, because, I forgot to mention, during the whole SMR Stories Path to the Psycho period, that actually took place between, like, Richie's, like, 7th and 8th grade years, I think. Maybe 6th grade. I think it was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Like, all those 3 years combined into just 1 year. But, apparently one of the biggest things that, relate to, Cody and Richie, besides the fact that Richie is Cody and Cody is Richie, is that they both, like, hated themselves, hated their lives. They were both depressed. Stuff like that, you know. But I don't know if Richie ever wanted to kill himself. I think he was smart enough to understand that, you know what? Killing myself would just be dumb. It'll be useless to me and to God and to the devil and stuff like that. But on the other hand, with SMR Stories, Path to the Psycho, I don't know why I keep saying SMR Stories, but with Path to the Psycho, Cody actually, in fact, he tried killing himself a bunch of times, and it failed every single time. And if he didn't try killing himself, he would try, like, cutting himself, or not shooting him. Wait. Actually, no, technically that is suicide, but, well, actually, it depends where in your body you shoot yourself, but he tried cutting himself, like, a bunch of times, and he got seriously injured, and he just didn't learn his lesson. And that gives me a good thing to talk about, like, with this whole video thing. Richie, according to what he said in his Path to the Psycho live stream after he completed the series, because he was talking about, like, with the whole, like, Cody cutting himself for the series, and about, like, how it was, like, all, like, paint, like, red paint. But he did say one time, out of all the, like, few times that he, like, did it, one time it was real blood and he cut himself. But I don't know, he may have just been kidding the Skills little squeaker fans. But I don't know, I mean, Richie did have some deep psychological problems, so maybe he did. Just that one time, just to see how it felt. Maybe it made him happy again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding with that. But, yeah, that's what he said. He said he cut himself with a knife, like, for real, one time for the scene. Crazy. I know. I don't even know why he would do that, but he might have just been kidding, because that just seems really, really disturbing. Like, I mean, who would want to do that? And then last but not least, at least as of right now, if I remember stuff, like, later in the video, I'll mention it. But, I mean, I'm not really 100% sure about this, to be honest, but I guess if Cody had family problems, I guess Richie did too. Or maybe not, though, because his parents seem pretty normal, because they're married, at least as of right now, that is. They're married, he never really talks about, like, anything going on with his family. So maybe the family problem thing isn't really a big issue. I think it's more about something else, but I literally forgot what I was about to say. I was going to say something else relating between Richie and Cody's life, but unfortunately I forgot, so I'm really sorry about that. But anyways, moving on to number 5. Explain why Richie created or made Path to the Psycho. Well, basically, this is a good one, and I know a lot about this. But he basically just created Path to the Psycho to share his horrible life experiences to everyone in the world, basically. I don't know why he decided to do this, but he did, and it got quite successful, actually. And because of that, he's making another season. But yeah, he wanted to spread the word about his horrible life, because everyone, like, before this whole, like, series thing was made, Like, everyone thought, like, he had, like a pretty normal life besides the whole pedophile thing that happened, like, 3-4 years ago. Oh, yeah, actually, that was another thing that I was gonna talk to you guys about. Cody, there was this one episode in Path of the Psycho where it was just the word pedophile, where I guess Cody, according to everyone, like, on the internet, technically became a pedophile. And that's what happened with Richie, because Richie, I'm not really going to be mentioning much about it because it's been so many years since it happened. Super Mario Richie, if he's watching this, he might have a mental breakdown. But apparently he was talking to this girl on his YouTube channel because I guess he really liked this girl. I guess she, like, went to, like, his school or something. I don't know. But he really liked this girl, and he was, like, commenting down all this weird stuff, saying, you should come over to my house when no one's here so we could have fun, stuff like that. And I don't know, it just seemed kind of weird. And she got freaked out, and I think she told her parents, that everyone found out, and then they all made videos saying that Richie's a pedophile. And then Richie made a live stream for, like, I think like an hour. Well, because I watched this one documentary that is one of his friends. I'll have his name, like, up here. What his username is, but he made this a documentary about Super Mario Richie's life, and he played clips of the live stream that Super Mario Richie made. I think Super Mario Richie made it, actually he might have made it on his main channel, but it got taken down by YouTube, or he might have just deleted it or something. But he made this live stream, like, explaining the whole pedophile thing and how horrible school life is or whatever, and he actually, I guess he just became so emotional because of that he started crying live with everyone watching. I don't know how many people watched it, but he started crying. And that's also why he created this series too, to basically just get all of the negative crap out of his head, or something like that. You know what I mean. But yeah, because I guess according to him, sometimes he made the series, like, he felt fine, but mostly it was pretty traumatizing because he had to literally replay his life. And even scarier, this was when he was, like, in 9th grade, so it wasn't really that long before in the past. So, like, he was still able to remember it pretty clearly and vividly. So he literally had to replay parts of his life that he doesn't even want to remember for the rest of his life. He also made this series too, just for more, entertainment, I guess. And also, he wanted to create a third channel because he already had Super Luigi Richie, which I think he just recently started during this time period. Super Mario Richie, that's his main channel. And he just really wanted to create something else, so he created SMR Stories. And also, last but not least, he created the series because he, like, not like in a weird way, but like he likes, not really to study, but he's like fascinated with the whole schizophrenia thing, which is kind of common with me, sort of. Not really anymore as of right now, but yeah, a little bit. But yeah, he was pretty curious about this, like, disorder and how it affects the person physically and mentally, stuff like that. And he decided to just create this series where there was this kid named Cody with schizophrenia, and he could literally play, like, how he thinks schizophrenia could, like, mess up someone, like, for good, for real, forever. But, yeah, and last but not least, conclusion. So I may have not, gone everything that I wanted to tell you guys, which that's fine, because this video's already been, like, over 30 minutes as I'm recording this. So, conclusion. Super Mario Richie is a pretty messed up person. No offense, but, his life is pretty messed up. And I thought my life was pretty messed up when I was in middle school because of all my bullies that I had to deal with. But when I think about it, his life was worse because he got bullied more than me, I think. Because he knew more people. I didn't really know that many people in middle school, and he knew more people, so that might have been why. Also, this concludes to the fact that Super Mario Richie is somewhat similar to me, because since I'm fascinated with the whole schizophrenia thing, he is too, so we actually have something in common, which is quite crazy because he lives in Canada and everything that Canadians do are completely different than what Americans do. Another conclusion that I could state is that Cody is too much similar to Richie. Richie's too much similar to Cody. Actually, you know what? Richie is Cody. Cody is him. They're the same. Because a lot of people like commenting down in the series, like if like they're like related, or like how like if Cody was a real person, like they would want to go and help him, stuff like that. And then other commenters and Super Mario Richie himself, they would all say no, that's just not possible because Cody is Richie. Richie may have crazier problems than we all think, but he just doesn't want to admit it out in public to all you guys and to me and stuff like that. But yeah, we could just state that Super Mario Richie was a really interesting person during this time period that wasn't normal and had a lot of psychological problems and a lot of school problems, and basically he would always like help himself or like problem solve or basically do like almost everything that he did by himself without people trying to help him. And that's another thing that's similar between Cody and Richie. Cody never really talked to anyone about his problems. Actually, no, he did a little bit, but according to him, it failed and he couldn't be helped, which, I mean, a little bit understandable, a little bit, but, I mean, come on. I mean, there's always a second chance. But, yeah, Richie never, I mean, besides his parents, I mean, he's never, like, talking to, like any of his friends or anybody at school or just anyone in general about his problems. He kept it all to himself, and he dealt it all with himself. And I think that's why he did the whole YouTube thing for real, like doing it like a lot instead of like every now and then, because that's just how he dealt with his problems. Which I'm not saying that's bad, but I mean there's other ways that you could deal with your problems, but I mean if that's what makes Richie happy, then I guess he could do that. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's all I'm going to be talking about in today's video. Surprisingly, I didn't really mess up that much, which is pretty thumbs up, actually. If you know more about Super Mario Richie and his horrible life, and Cody and Cody's horrible life, and Path to the Psycho, and just SMR Stories itself, or even like what relates to, let's say, for example, the main character from Thug Life, Jake McCoy, and Richie Vecsei, like, what does, like, how do they relate? Like, seriously, like, let me know down in the comments below if you know, because I know some of you guys really like that series, and same with Path to the Psycho, and just Super Mario Richie in general, because he's a really popular person. He inspired a lot of people. He inspired me a little bit. He inspired all you guys with all your crazy plush videos. He basically inspired a lot of people, and he's not like those dumb YouTubers that say, "Oh, I love you guys so much, you guys are the best." Like, he actually loves his fans. Well, not like in a sexual way, but he really admires his fans, and that's what I really like about Richie. Even though sometimes he would say or do something that like wasn't as planned or wasn't expected, or he just never did it or anything. But yeah, I'm just gonna wrap up this video. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, put down a nice comment, and turn on notifications. See you in the next video. Peace.